I don't fucking think so.
Welcome to Straight Up Reviews. There's no bullshit beyond the sign. In August 1945, two spots in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, suffered a worse nightmare when two nuclear weapons, nicknamed the Little Boy and the Fat Man, detonated, causing devastating effects that turned the two places into a radioactive hot zone. Those unlucky enough not to get vaporized in the blast had suffered generation upon generation of radiation-related sicknesses and deformities. While Japan suffered this blow greatly, its impact affected the world in many ways imaginable. The United States to this day still consider this act to be heroic, as it was one of the key factors that ended World War II. And while some agree, others consider it the worst act of genocide known to man next to the Holocaust. Even now, it's still one of the most debated subjects when it came to the war. When I was taking high school history class, one of the subjects was the bombings and the effect, both physical and psychological, that still linger to this day. We even watched a graphic documentary on the subject. Some of the kids thought it was cool to see the real deformities. Sick fucks. I myself didn't think so. Upon watching it, the first 3 minutes into it, I begged my history teacher to shut it off. What I saw really got to me, and it was something that happened 69 years ago last August. There was someone else that was affected by the bombing. A Japanese Imperial Army soldier that just got home from the war in 1946 after becoming a POW. He had just taken the Hiroshima's route back and witnessed firsthand the aftermath of the bombing. He decided to express his fears, angers, and sadness through a medium where he knew many people would watch around the world and sympathize, scratch that, empathize with him. That medium was film, and that man was named Ishiro Honda. This is Godzilla, a film that didn't see the light of day until 1954.
The story goes like so. A Japanese fishing boat gets devastated by a flash of light near Odo Island. When another ship goes to investigate, it too sinks. The islanders blame it on a mysterious ancient sea creature known as Gojira, or Godzilla as we call it. They try a ritual to keep the monster away, but it only starts up a rainstorm which devastates their village. One of the island boys actually witnesses the monster, but no one believes him initially. Archaeologist Kyohei Yamane goes to investigate and discovers giant footprints fresh from radioactivity and a live trilobite, an animal which is supposed to have been extinct. As if that weren't bad enough, the villagers, and to an extent us, the audience, meet Godzilla for the first time in movie history. A 50-meter tall dinosaur-like creature. Most of the movie is less focused on the creature itself and more focused on the arguments on how to deal with it. Yamane wants to study the creature, as such a creature shouldn't exist today, let alone be able to survive radiation from nuke tests that woken it. While the Japanese government wants to destroy it so it won't destroy Japan or rekindle quarrels that involve nuclear weapons to begin with. Their attempts to destroy the creature only serve to piss it off until one day it completely obliterates Tokyo, Japan, in an iconic scene where the use of the now trademark atomic breath was used as a weapon of choice.
The aftermath scene, which showed kids and adults alike in hospitals being treated for their injuries and radiation burns, was one of the things that hospitals still even after watching this movie. If you were to put this in a documentary involving war or disaster, then it would fit right in. But luckily for us, there's no way Godzilla could exist, right? Unfortunately, yes. ST? No, there's no way it could exist. Did you see the sign? No bullshit allowed. Oh no, there's no bullshit at all. But Gojira can exist in various ways.
For starters, due to the theme of the film, they named a dinosaur after the iconic creature, calling it the Gojirasaurus. Fortunately, it's only a tenth the size of the Big Daddy himself, as well as extinct. The second way is not so much the creature itself, but the contingency plans. the U.S. Air Force actually prepared for the event that a real-life Godzilla would appear.
Well, it's nice to know, ST. Always needed help. Oh, by the way, aren't you gonna deal with that? With what? That. Oh, shit. It's not working.
That egg is too tough to crack.
Well, we'll wait till it hatches, then we kill it.
You have problems.
I'm all aware of that, but I'm not gonna let a shitty knockoff ruin my favorite monster series. Let's just finish the review before this thing hatches.
Anyway, as the storyline goes on, Emiko Yamane, Professor Marane's daughter, reveals a secret to her boyfriend, Hidito Ogata, a salvage diver, that her arranged fiancé Daisuke Serizawa might have the means to destroy Godzilla. Daisuke refuses in fear of creating another weapon at war, but after seeing the devastation, he decides to use it. The weapon he has created is called an oxygen destroyer, which literally destroys the oxygen and disintegrates all life it touches. To make sure no one else uses it, Serizawa sacrifices himself, destroying Godzilla and the knowledge on how to build it. However, Yamane is unconvinced that we've seen the last of the creature, which he has proven 28 more times. I said 28 more times.
As mentioned before, this movie was considered the granddaddy of all kaiju film, or giant monsters as we would call it. However, as also mentioned before, this movie in particular was considered an expressionist film, much like the famous horror film The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. However, rather than World War I, this one was meant to recreate the aspect that happened during and after the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings. The terror, the destruction, and the paranoia that it may not be all over had become personified into an unstoppable monster that increases the damage the more we try to fight it. However, as the years go by and more disasters befall us, maybe Honda bit off more than he can chew with this one. Godzilla, even now, can be personified with other disasters, both the ones that came after this one and the ones we experienced, as well as the ones that may come in the upcoming future. We'll just have to wait and see. As usual, debate, argue, and let me know what it is. Stay tuned for more. Excuse me.